The paramilitary Rapid Support Forces were funded and supported by Sudan's own government, but today they've turned their weapons on the state. The RSF joined a coup ending President Bashir's 30-year reign in 2023. Plans to merge the RSF and the army collapsed, igniting a civil war between Burhan and Hemedti.
Imagine a land where the river that gives life also witnesses death, a place once rich in culture, history, and hope, now drowning in its own blood. This is Sudan, a country torn apart not by a single war, but by generations of conflict, from the scars of colonial rule to today's brutal power struggle between generals. Stay with me, because this story isn't just about Africa. It is about how history repeats itself, how silence kills, and how the world looks away until it is too late.
This drone footage from El Fasher shows a city scarred by war. Buildings lie in ruins, streets are empty, and people appear to be fleeing the city.
To understand Sudan's tragedy, we have to rewind back to the 1800s, when Britain and Egypt ruled Sudan together. They didn't build one nation, they built two worlds. The Arab Muslim North was favored and educated. The South, largely African, Christian and animist, was neglected and isolated. So when Sudan finally gained independence in 1956, it wasn't unity, it was unfinished business. The first civil war erupted in 1955 and lasted 17 years. The South wanted autonomy, the North wanted control. Peace came, but only on paper. Then in 1983, war erupted again, deadlier, longer, crueler. The North imposed Sharia law on the whole country. The South resisted. Oil was discovered in southern lands, and suddenly religion wasn't the only motive. Over 2 million people died. Finally, in 2005, peace returned, and in 2011, South Sudan became a new nation. But the North Sudan was far from healed. After independence, Sudan was ruled by a fragile mix of military and civilian leaders. In 2019, after 3 decades of Omar al-Bashir's dictatorship, Sudanese people rose up. They demanded democracy. They had hope. But power, once seized, never leaves quietly. 2 men emerged from the revolution's ashes: General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, head of the army, and Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo Hemedti, leader of the powerful Rapid Support Forces, or RSF. In 2021, they staged a coup together. 2 years later, they turned on each other. On April 15, 2023, gunfire erupted across Khartoum. Airstrikes, tanks, street battles. The war for power had begun. Now Sudan isn't one country, it is a battlefield. The army controls part of the north, the RSF controls large areas of the west and south. Millions are trapped between them. Over 12 million people have fled their homes. Entire towns have been flattened. Hospitals bombed. Children starving. The UN calls it one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. In Darfur, where genocide once shocked the world, history is repeating. The RSF and allied militias are accused of ethnic cleansing against the Masalit and other non-Arab communities. And the world, once again, it's watching from a distance. Wars used to take years to build up. Now they erupt overnight. In Sudan, drones, satellite phones, and imported weapons have made war instant. Think about it. Just like quick commerce brings groceries to your door in minutes, modern warfare delivers destruction with the same speed. But while the world lives in an age of instant gratification, the people of Sudan live in an age of instant devastation. Every day delayed in diplomacy costs thousands of lives. Every missed news headline hides another massacre. And while we scroll through delivery apps, Sudanese families walk hundreds of miles just to survive. You might ask, why should I care? Because Sudan's collapse is a global story. It threatens food security across Africa and the Middle East. It sends millions of refugees into already fragile countries. It shows how democracy can crumble when militaries refuse to step back. And most of all, it reminds us that silence is complicity. The world ignored Darfur once. It cannot afford to ignore Sudan again. So that is the story of Sudan's long war, a cycle of colonization, division and power, still spinning today. If this opened your eyes, share it, talk about it. Don't let this be another forgotten war. For more such stories, visit www.manishgoswami.com and join the email list to get such stories delivered directly in your inbox. And if you are new here, hit subscribe and follow at Manish Sarji for more stories that blend history, power and human truth. I will leave you with this thought: the past doesn't repeat itself. It just never ended. This is Sudan's story and it is still being written.